Oh, hey guys, how's it going? One of my favorite things in TV shows and movies is when a character is on screen playing a video game and it just doesn't line up with reality at all. I was watching Community the other week and saw the episode where Troy and Arbor were playing some war video game, when another character suggests that instead of using a pistol, they should be using a rocket launcher instead. This immediately raised a red flag in my stupid gamer brain. If you're using a pistol in certain ranges, switching to a rocket launcher could mean your death, and that got me thinking. What show or movie actually accurately represents a character playing a video game? Now I'm talking about what sound effects are playing, what game is actually chosen, how their hand movements are, and if they're actually reacting like it's a game. So today I'm going to be ranking a bunch of examples of this. They're all through suggestions from my friends. If you want to suggest some in the comments below that I didn't cover in this video, please feel free to. I may make a part 2. This was just a very funny concept I thought of. So yeah, let's begin.
My name is House. Knock on my door. I'ma cure you like you ain't never been cured before.
It turns out that House MD is actually quite the little gamer. I don't know if this is a character trait of him. I've actually never seen the show. I don't really know anything about the show besides him curing people like he's never been cured before, but I do know he is quite the gamer. In Season 5, Episode 1, he plays Ninja Gaiden 2 for the Xbox 360. I've never played Ninja Gaiden, but I can tell that controller is definitely not on. It's got like the Xbox 360 syncing lights on it. His grip looks really uncomfortable. I don't know if that's just me. And he's also using the D-pad to move around, which is just, that's like 3D gaming 101, man. Come on, don't use the D-pad. The sound effects are decently accurate though. Sword slashes are a pretty decent pick for this kind of game, and trust me, it will get way worse. Throughout the show, it's also clear that House is quite the Nintendo fan. Not only does he reference Arceus in this one scene.
Poor guy.
He makes a living sending people to prison.
He's not in prison, and it's kind of hard to gas a guy unless you can seal him in a room first.
Which is why Arceus created a universe with 3 states of matter.
And 300 solid and liquid poisons that could cause his symptoms.
Arceus?
Look it up.
But also throughout the show, he's seen playing various different types of Metroid games. Now, as one of the 5 Metroid fans out there, I feel like it is my calling that I have to judge this. First up is Metroid Zero Mission, seen in Season 1, Episode 3. House can be seen proudly playing Metroid Zero Mission on his Game Boy Advance SP, saying that he's up to level 4, and later can be seen quote-unquote dying in this scene along with this other character who suffers the same fate. First of all, Hugh Laurie, there's actually no levels in Metroid, you dickhead. Also, this doesn't kill you, but actually just reveals the next point of where you need to go into the level, so you're wrong on that front too, and you're not fighting space monkeys, they're called space pirates. Is this a joke to you? Though I will admit this scene is low-key a kind of funny interaction.
What are you doing? Level 4. No, I mean, I know what you meant.
As for the sound effects, yeah, they're generic space shooting noises, which, again, could be so much worse. I guess the lasers are kind of a bit off what Samus actually shoots in the game, but they're not too horrifically far off. I can guess some production designer just went, just chucking lasers and yeah, alright. Hugh Laurie's acting isn't actually the worst for this game. We don't actually see his hand movements, and all the movements on the controller like seem decently realistic. Like he's not going like, you know, he's holding it like a regular person. Also, yes, I've been holding this the whole time. I don't know what to do with my hands. It's a pretty poor representation of Metroid Zero Mission, my personal favorite in the Metroid series, but could be worse. Also, Prime Hunters, I forgot to write in my script. He shows it for like 2 seconds in this one scene. Whatever, really doesn't change anything. House MD is going into C tier. Perfectly average, but not the worst. I feel like one of the most iconic person playing a video game in a show has to be within Breaking Bad. Jesse's actually shown to play Sonic multiple times throughout the show, which is just hilarious, honestly. Now, I'm not going to explain the context of any of these scenes. It's definitely not because I haven't finished watching Breaking Bad and I fell off. I'm sorry. This is a personal apology to all Breaking Bad fans. I will finish the show eventually. I'm just very lazy. The first time we see Sonic, he's watching Brock and Audrey play Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. Sound effects are ripped straight from the game, controller movements seem to be a little far off as this kid is just moving the joystick all around for no reason, but honestly, it's pretty decent. Later, Jesse is seen playing the game with this character, I don't know who it is, sorry, and it's a similar situation. Accurate sound effects, decent reactions, all good stuff. This is actually looking like a pretty good representation so far.
Oh, I'm ready to get you.
Oh shit. Yeah, this shit makes no sense. The sound effects and controls line up pretty well, but really they could be doing nothing and it would line up with this piece of shit of a game. Jesus Christ, Sonic 06 moment. But I don't know why Jesse keeps asking how to do this backflip move and the kid responds with cheat codes. There are no cheat codes in Sonic 06. You guys are doing the same move on the screen. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. Also, these game boxes here, some of them look like they're for the Xbox 360, which is the console they're playing on, while others seem like the Platinum PS2 things. I don't know if you guys are talking about, I'll put it up on screen. But yeah, I don't know, like, let's just grab everything out, I guess. Like, I'm trying to understand the mindset behind that. Also, it looks like they're having fun while playing this game.
Who's winning?
Neither, they're playing fucking Sonic 06. Despite all this, this actually gets a B tier. I feel like the Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing representation was pretty damn good. And the Sonic 06 stuff, it's inoffensive at worst, honestly.
Undertale. That is a great game. It took me forever to beat Sans.
I fucking love this scene. It is not gonna rank highly because listen to these sound effects. Bubble popping, really? That is not what Undertale sounds like at all, but holy shit, what a niche pick. I feel like if you're a scriptwriter and you're choosing a game to put into a scene, like a throwaway line, really no one gives a shit, right? You go with like Pokemon, Mario, Zelda, Minecraft, anything decently popular. But instead, someone picked Undertale and made Nathan Fillion talk about Sans. That, we truly live in a blessed timeline, Jesus Christ. So either one of the writers made him say this, or Nathan Fillion himself, which is my personal headcanon, decided just to start talking about Undertale on set, which is hilarious. It's also a pretty funny implication, as a lot of the comments have pointed out, that a cop has done the genocide route. I wonder if he knows about the pacifist one. This one is getting a D still. There's no gameplay shown, so I can't really like go, oh, this looks off. But the bubble sound effects are just so off base, it's kind of ridiculous. He is playing on a Nintendo Switch, which Undertale did actually release on, so that does get some points for accuracy. And I guess he is right, Sans is a pretty difficult boss, but beyond this, it's so fucking stupid. D tier. Pixels is like, I fucking hate this movie, man. When I was 12, I bought this movie on DVD for some reason, and I'm still living this choice down. I have to walk past it every time I get into my room. I could talk about so much of this movie and how it's an accurate video game culture and made and stars by some guys who mainly use movies as a way to hang out with each other, but I'm just going to talk about this one scene because my friend suggested it, where this kid is playing The Last of Us. This is a Sony movie, so it makes sense that it's a Sony game. He's not using a PS3, he's using a PS4, which does make sense. This movie came out in like 2015. Last of Us Remastered came out in 2014. Timeline is all good. We can see some other PS4 games in the background with a really clear shot of the console and a Sony TV in a lab. Why are you playing a single player epic story game on a fucking big ass TV in some lab? Use your Vita, kid. Oh wait. I don't know, I don't actually think this is too bad of representation, I suppose. You can mock it both ways. The movie intends for this to be a satire on how violent video games are nowadays, with Adam Sandler's character saying this.
Most violent game I've ever seen. I don't think it's healthy for you.
Going along with that thing of back in the olden days, video games used to be all pixels and bleeps and they're all wholesome and fun. But you can also see this making fun of that stereotype, as Adam Sandler's character isn't really like, you know, the smartest in this movie. So I'm actually going to put this in B tier. This next one was suggested by friend of the channel GeoBlitzy, who you may know for his Geometry Dash content, and believe it or not, it's someone playing Geometry Dash. How daring. This one comes from the show The Terminal List Dark Wolf, which is probably one of the worst fucking names for a show I've ever heard in my entire life. These two characters are talking about rugby and one of them is ignoring the other and playing
Geometry Dash,
with several things not making sense. Geometry Dash is known for its music, it's very, very good music, and yet we can only hear generic sound effects. Her hand movements don't line up with the screen at all, it's pretty funny. And also, she says that she's having fun while playing Geometry Dash. At least she gets the coin, she's somehow better than I am. D tier on this one. Arguably, one of the greatest scenes of someone playing a game in a show or movie comes from 2019's Avengers Endgame. I know, stay with me. 2019, while it was a huge year for gaming, I would argue the hugest game of them all that year was Fortnite. And I think future Epic Games investor Disney definitely knew this. And they decided to put Fortnite in their biggest movie of the year. During a scene showing how far Thor has fallen, we see Thor friends Korg playing against Noob Master 69 on a Chapter 1 Fortnite lobby, which to some of you under the age of 15 may raise some red flags. Chapter 1 of Fortnite ended in 2017, so how could they be playing it in 2019? Well, as GeoBlitzy, who you should subscribe to, pointed out to me, Avengers Endgame doesn't actually take place in 2019. It takes place 5 years after Avengers Infinity War, which was in 2018, meaning that Endgame takes place in 2023. That doesn't sound any better, that's actually worse, right? Well, wouldn't you know, in 2023, Epic Games would try their first attempt at marketing nostalgia to its slightly older fan base by doing an OG season. Chapter 4 Season OG was their first attempt at trying to bring back old plays by giving them the same old shit. Meaning not only is this an accurate depiction of the game during the time it was played in, which is incredibly rare to see, especially with an online service game, but the way they interact with this game is completely accurate. You've seen Fortnite voice chat, you know some 12-year-old probably yelling something way worse than dickhead at you. Avengers Endgame featuring Fortnite goes all the way up to S tier. I can't believe it. Anyway, like I said, this is just some more games and I might do a part 2 on this. Once again, I'm very sorry about the wait between uploads. I am trying to get stuff out every couple of weeks. This time I have a different excuse. My fucking hard drive broke. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hype the video or whatever the fuck. I don't know what we're doing anymore. Please subscribe to join the Peers Club. We are the best club on YouTube. And thank you very much for watching.
Sweet